This is the Amnoon Evening News at Reset with Magical Mike.
Good evening. Tonight's main headlines. Is our city truly safe? Refugees continue to pour in from the south as the forged threat expands. A council in crisis as our appointed officials decide on a course of action. And more news on the recovery and preservation efforts around Old Amnoon later this evening. But first, if the threat of an elder dragon wasn't already enough, the thought-to-be-absent human god of war Balthazar has made a shocking and sudden return to Tyria. Once widely praised and loved by many, the now rampaging deity has taken it upon himself to challenge the crystal dragon Kralkatorrik himself. Currently his motivations are unknown, and whether or not he poses intentional danger to us mortals is unclear. However, we strongly advise you to stay out of currently contested areas outside of the city. We asked this member of the Order of Shadows if there was anything more that we should be aware of.
We have no comments at this time. This conversation never happened. Did you, just record it?
In related news, refugees from the south continue to flood the city of Amnoon as Balthazar's forged army increases its presence across the desert. We head now to a special report from our local correspondent, Mighty Teapot.
Resolve is being tested on a daily basis here in Amnoon as the mounting pressure from Balthazar's Forged forces people out of their homes. The increased aggression from this new threat has sown chaos among the residents of many desert settlements, destroying and disrupting the already fragile balance of life in this harsh environment. Refugees escaping the battles have begun to flood to Amnoon City in increasing numbers, pushing the supply lines and aid efforts to their limits. The priesthood of Cormier have lent their aid wherever they can, setting up temporary housing and offering medical assistance to the unfortunately growing number of the injured. We asked around for some first-hand accounts.
I was just enjoying my day off of work, man. And then it happened. They were everywhere. They blew in like a sandstorm. Some of them were on surfboards and they had giant cannons and they were like...
We fled north to escape Balthazar's Forged, but they've been marching the same way lately, up into the highlands. At this rate, we'll run out of places to retreat to in no time flat.
I was just passing by. Sorry, what was the question again?
We very nearly didn't make it out alive. We escaped the salt flats right before a forged invasion. Balthazar has turned the whole desert upside down and... I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
And then there were these dogs and they were like...
We've been working on this ranch for 15 years. And these refugees come along and they took our gerbs.
And then the people, they were screaming, they were like...
The priests of Cormier seem to have a good handle on this from where I'm standing. But for how long? I mean, if more people keep flooding in from the south, how long before Amnoon's in danger? And then what? You think our cavaliers can stand up to the will of Joko or the Forge if they decide to take advantage?
Do I know?
Many of the refugees were concerned about the ability of our local peacekeepers to maintain order around the city. Xavier Marik issued this statement.
There is currently no need to panic. Our forces are properly equipped and trained to deal with the situation around Amnoon. We'd like to reassure all citizens that our city walls remain as a bastion of safety against the growing tide of Forge in the outer reaches of the oasis. And further beyond this... Alright, give me a second. And further beyond. Back up, please. There we go.
What about the Awakened and the possibility of an alliance with King Joko?
I'm very confident that our cavaliers have everything under control, and there will be no need to request the aid of that infested tyrant.
Thank you, Xavier Marik. Time will tell to what extent this war will have on our citizens, but for now, things seem tentatively in balance. This is Mighty Teapot reporting for the Amnoon Evening News.
An altercation in the Grand Sahil Casino was quelled earlier today as reports of a visit from Archon Iberu of the Mordant Crescent came to light. Details are currently hazy, but allegedly a peaceful discussion turned violent as tensions rose. We were unable to get a statement from Zellenberg himself or any first-hand accounts, but were offered these words from an employee.
Look, the Awakened get just as upset as anybody else around here when the stakes are high. And our stakes are the highest around. Nobody was hurt. Everything is fine. Besides, those people wanted to join the undead ranks of the Crescent anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Right?
Council talks continue today as debate over the increasing security risk at Amnoon turns to a search for potential allies in the future. Chief Councillor Iman held talks between Councillors Eamon, Mayamin, Jamuri and Sol, each posing a different opinion. Over to our political editor, Valek Morano.
King Joko has allowed Amnoon to be a free city for years, and with that benevolence has also offered his own army of awakened troops to support. Councillor Iman has long been known as an avid supporter of the Modern Crescent, but due to some pushback within the community, has faced much difficulty in convincing voters to his side.
The Modern Crescent may no longer be the honorable Sunspears they once were, but they would make powerful allies.
We should fly Joko's standard and make it clear we welcome his kingdom's support.
We've resisted Joko for years. I'm not about to let him waltz in. And without a fight? Never. It's nonsense.
Amnoon must remain independent. Our doors have always been open. It's how we survived this long. The moment we pick a side, we're asking for trouble from the others.
We have always been able to defend ourselves, and Cavaliers deserve the trust they have earned. However, allowing remaining Sunspears to take refuge in the city to bolster our defences and to boost citizens' morale is a large risk, potentially liable to backfire and anger the Crescent. The issues here are growing increasingly complicated as time goes on. The deadline for decisions draws ever closer. We'll keep you updated as more information comes out. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Valek. In other news, scholars continue their efforts to salvage and maintain the remains of Old Amnoon and the history our city is built on. As we know, the rising of the dead nation of Or has made these efforts more and more difficult, but aid arriving overseas from the Consortium, the Black Lion Trading Company, and the Dermond Priory has already made a difference. We head over to our history correspondent, WoodenPotatoes.
The Amnoon Oasis has been a site of significant historical value for centuries. During the time of Palawa Joko's first reign, the rites of ascension had long been spoken of. The original oasis, now underwater in Our Bay, played a pivotal part in the eventual outcome of the Flameseeker prophecies, believed to have been the landing point for many heroes of Tyria. Artifacts have been buried under the sands and under the water here since we settled, but with the arrival of the...
Sorry to interrupt, but we have breaking news. The Grand Sahil Casino welcomes guests from abroad with a casino coin blitz. Representatives from the casino are out in the streets right now to offer their support and encouragement to everyone available. This message was brought to you by way of generous donation from an anonymous source. We go live over to Khezekiah down on the streets.
Hey! Do you want to feel so rewarded? Try Coin Blitz, events for people who need gratuitous amounts of coins. With all new prizes like minis, it's like adding little guys to your big guys. Sound the alarm, you're going to be uncomfortably rewarded. What's that? You want kites? Well, how about Joya kites, made with lightning, real lightning. Collecting, you'll be good at it. Events, rewards, swimming coins, floating coins, roof coins, more casino coins than your bags have room for. You'll be so fast that Zalambar will be like, slow down. And you'll be like, screw you, and kick him in the face with your Springer legs. You'll have so many coins. Coins! Just casino coins all the time. Back to you, Mike.
Really, though? I know they're the sponsor, Jerry, but, And now your local weather outlook with Magic Fork.
It's real hot and dusty.
Thanks, Fork. That's today's main headlines. I've been Magical Mike, you've been watching the Amnoon Evening News at Reset, and good night.